We know the federal crackdown in Minnesota, it is continuing to develop.
And we are following the latest details, including the timeline into the shooting of Alex Preddy, with details from a new CPB memo, plus hear from a woman whose husband was detained right in front of her. And how much is this federal crackdown costing Minneapolis police? We're going to dig into those numbers in just a moment. But first, we are following a developing story this morning, an incident at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's town hall last night. We have the very latest from the live desk.
Maria Lissignoli joining us now. What have we learned since last night's town hall, Maria?
Well, first, we know Congresswoman Omar is okay. She's not injured. We also know the 55-year-old man accused of spraying her has been arrested. Now, it was a scene that unfolded very quickly. Take a look.
As Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
So, as you just heard, the Congresswoman had called for Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to resign when the man jumps up from his chair. Local police say he sprayed the substance with a syringe, but really haven't said what was sprayed. We know Minneapolis forensic scientists responded to the scene. Security quickly took him down and then out of the room. Her staff tried to get Omar to get checked out, but she insisted on continuing the event, saying they are not going to get away with it.
Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw us.
U.S. Capitol Police released a statement on the attack, calling it, quote, an unacceptable decision that will be met with swift justice. The man involved is in the Hennepin County Jail right now and could face assault charges. It's not clear whether the suspect is represented by an attorney. Attempts by CBS News to reach out to him for comment were unsuccessful, but we'll keep trying.
Absolutely. All right, Maria, thank you. Now to the latest in the fatal shooting of Alex Preddy. This is after a memo to members of Congress revealed new details about the timeline of the shooting. And we know, AJ, you have a breakdown of that memo.
Yeah, that's what we're following this morning. Let's get you caught up on what we know. Customs and Border Patrol says it did review body camera footage from Saturday, and here is what we have learned so far. A federal agent tried to get Alex Preddy and a woman out of the road. They say when they didn't move, an officer then pepper sprayed them. The memo does not mention Preddy brandishing his gun, but it does say Preddy resisted being taken into custody. It goes on to say that during a struggle, we know that a federal agent yelled he's got a gun several times, and about 5 seconds later, two of the agents fired their weapons. Here's what a witness who recorded the encounter said about the incident.
I mean, I watched him die. I remember him arching his back and his head rolling back, and it was so fast moving, but not for me.
The federal memo says after the shooting, one of the agents told the others he had Preddy's gun. We also know, of course, the investigation is being led by Homeland Security. Of course, we'll continue to follow the latest updates from the investigation. Heather?
All right, AJ, thank you. Now, as that investigation moves forward, so does the federal crackdown.
You're taking him to Whipple and give me his ID. Leave her.
ICE arrests like this are still taking place in Twin Cities neighborhoods, even with word of a rollback. And we talked with the woman in this video here. Our Ashley Graham shares her story and what we know about the arrest.
Video from a parking lot in northeast Minneapolis shows federal agents pounding on a car window. The man inside soon taken into handcuffs. A second man also arrested. Jenny was holding her daughter in the back seat as federal agents detained her husband and her cousin. She says both undocumented from Ecuador.
I was yelling at them to take me with him, but they didn't want to take me and our daughter with him.
Jenny didn't want to show her face during this interview, telling us she is also undocumented.
My daughter was very frightened and is going to miss her father.
Man, go home with the baby.
As agents told her to go home, Jenny tried pleading with them.
Señor, ¿por qué?
A short time later, she walks to the open door and appears to help her cousin, who was just arrested, get out of the car. He's on the run for a short time before an agent takes him down.
We just want to provide for our family and make sure they lack nothing. That's why we crossed into this country. But they see us as criminals.
Over the weekend, a top ICE official said federal agents had carried out roughly 3,400 arrests in Minnesota. Jenny, distraught over her husband's arrest, was ready to leave with him.
I was asking them to deport me because I don't want to be left alone with my daughter. I don't have a job, only my husband does, and now I don't know what we're going to do.
In Minneapolis with photojournalist Ari Mendoza, Ashley Grams, WCCO News.
And right now, it's not clear why Jenny wasn't taken along with the two men. We did reach out to DHS to get more information on the arrest. We'll update you just as soon as we hear back.
Operation Metro Surge has brought 3,000 federal agents to Minnesota, and Minneapolis police are racking up overtime hours because of it.
So from January 7th, that's the day that Renee Good was killed, to January 9th, MPD officers worked a cumulative 3,000 extra hours. For overtime, those officers are paid 1.5 times their regular wage. This is according to court documents.
The estimated MPD overtime cost for the 4 days after Good was shot came out to $2 million. But here's the thing. By January 18th, that number rose to $3 million. That's according to a city spokesperson. Now, those numbers are from before the killing of Alex Preddy, meaning they are likely to rise.
And from January 7th through January 19th, St. Paul police say they have worked more than 2,300 hours for a city bill of nearly $190,000. Now that includes base pay and overtime.
Minnesota-based progressive think tank North Star Policy Action shared an analysis last week looking at estimated taxpayer costs associated with this federal crackdown. In that analysis, they estimate the cost to taxpayers could be at least $18 million per week. So that includes things like agent compensation, lodging, meals, along with detention for those arrested, and police overtime. The group admits that number is just an estimate and actual costs could be much higher.